Good evening, good evening, and welcome to Conversations with Sapphire J. Blue. I am Sapphire J. Blue, and tonight I have author Kenya Moss-Dymes, and we have her book Sick. And I want to say right now, for the record, author Kenya has joined the Sapphire's A Little Scared of Them authors group, and I do not want to meet her in a dark room or a dark alley or when I meet her, I want there to be a room full of people because this book is creepy. Um, Creepy in a good way. This, whew, the stories that we're going to talk about in this book are a little weird and a little crazy. And of course, I want the author to explain what she did here. Wait a minute, I'm getting my candle together. Sorry, guys. I start it's a little late to give a little time. This author was like, "You want me to start without you? Because I'm here." So I was letting her know, "No, I'm here." Sick.
There it is.
Author,
My baby.
I'm gonna let you know you're a little sick.
Just a little bit. Just a little.
I've always been told that authors are a little bit crazy because they're always talking about the characters are talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right there.
We gotta be
You're right there.
crazy.
Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let nobody tell you don't have I wouldn't say imagination because we want to pray this is all imagination.
Yeah, it's mostly imagination.
I want to let you know I haven't finished. I want to have you back. I am up to groundhog. So
Okay.
I have to do groundhog, pins and needles, labor pain, seed.
Okay.
So I will have you back.
All right. That's real good. That's like, what, 3/4?
Yeah, I tried to finish it.
It's 2/3 because there's 12 stories. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
I want to say I was going through them, but some of them were so crazy, I slowed down a little.
Really?
Yeah. I was eating dinner during Lovesick.
Okay. Yeah, that one I would not advise that you eat while you're I should have put that on there. Next edition, I'll put that on there at the beginning. Do not eat while
I was like, ooh.
But the rest of them aren't gory, but yeah, Lovesick.
I put the rest of my nachos on the garbage because guess what? I didn't want them anymore.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You give us a forward and you tell us the inspiration for Sick, aka Sick Love, came from a conversation that I had with my mom a very long time ago. She said to me, what is scarier than being so much in love with a, in parentheses, man, that you allow access to all of you, your money, your safety, your thoughts, your body. You let down your guard and they can destroy you and leave you in a pile of ashes that blow away with the wind. What is scarier than that?
Yeah.
As a woman, I will say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not speaking for men right now. Hey, Arthur Tony.
Hey,
I'm speaking for a woman.
Uh-huh.
So many times we give so much of ourselves. How many? I'm gonna say, and I'm speaking as a woman. A man can feel free to come on here, read your book, and tell his story. But oh well, it's me now.
Right.
When you talk about in these stories the love, and love really drives you crazy.
Yeah.
Love really makes you forget yourself.
Love and sex combined. I think it's a combination.
I know so many women who have lost lots of money.
Yeah.
Because of men.
Mm-hmm.
They've allowed themselves to be in love. I've known things that happen to women, and I say to my mom sometimes, I don't want to be in love with that like that. Or I'll say
Right.
to my friends when we're talking about another friend, I don't want to love nobody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't want to, and you can, and people could say, "Oh, Sapphire, you are broken. Oh, Sapphire, you are, yeah, maybe I am broken.
Yeah,
Oh
too
well,
guarded. Yeah.
I'm gonna be broken with my money in my wallet.
Your
Um,
sanity.
and I'm gonna be broken with my sanity. How about
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah.
I feel like I, I tell my friends that I say this prayer when I get into a relationship. I say, "Dear God, if this is not for me, take it away.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is for me, and this is a lesson for me to learn,
Mm-hmm.
then heal my heart at the end."
That's
That's my words.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what Sapphire says to God
Mm-hmm.
when she gets into a situationship, anything in her life. That's what I say. And I'm not married, so a lot of them must have been lessons for me to learn.
Yeah.
I never remarried, so he took me so far to. It's not that I've not been asked before,
Right.
but he stopped me from crossing over, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he healed my heart.
Right.
You have a story that it says,
Hey, Alexia.
I I didn't write BMG.
BMG. Mm-hmm.
He's so in love with this woman
Well, he was in
that hmm,
he was in lust. See, some are more in love, some are more in lust. But yeah.
hmm, that he allows her son to beat him up.
Oh, men don't leave.
Men don't leave. That's it.
Yeah.
Men don't leave. Hmm. Yes, that's what it was. Men don't leave. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, BMG is the one with the sister
Yeah.
that's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, so Men Don't Leave was interesting because it was showing domestic violence from, the male point of view. I decided to do something for the men too, instead of making them the villains of the book. I said,
Hmm.
okay, this one to show the opposite side where he's being abused, but he's determined to not abandon his family, which is what women do sometimes.
I loved when you put it and that he wasn't going to be like his father no matter what.
Right.
And we hear men say that. We hear men say, "I'm not going to be like my father. I'm not going to do to my kids what my father did to me. I'm not going to do to my family what I've seen my men do to me."
Right.
And those men are very strong, and that can be something positive or it could be something negative. In
Right.
this
Right. Just like
story, he needs a coworker to say, "Get the hell out of there."
yeah, but you got to stay out of people's business. So
You know, he knows his fate,
yeah.
but he loves this woman.
Hmm.
And I can say I didn't see it coming,
Hmm.
what was going on.
Right.
And I'll just put it on that because I want people to read the story. BMG, author Tony LaRue, said that's her favorite story. She would like
BMG.
that.
Okay.
She would like that. I've read her books.
Okay.
The psychological
Yes.
part.
Yes.
Um, and I mean that in a good way, author Tony.
Oh, absolutely.
But BMG was, is she dead? Is she not dead? I'm going to make sure she's dead.
Right. How do I get?
You have a sister rivalry here that another sister makes up.
Hmm.
and that another sister infringes on her sister's life.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us where that story came from and tell us about that story.
The funny thing about that story is I came up with the title before I wrote the story,
Mm-hmm.
and I just really the idea of the acronym BMG, and then I wrote the story around it, and I tried to think the worst possible scenario of why a man would be trying to get rid of a woman. What would be the scenario? So I built it from there, and I put him in a he had to get rid of her. She wouldn't go. So I just kind of went from there all the way to the end, and just in case she doesn't go, because she was not going.
There was something that said the something must die, and then after, they spent the whole movie trying to kill the something.
Yeah.
That was BMG.
Yeah, that was fun. I had fun writing that one.
Now, your first story in the book is Limbo, and we have Autumn, Victor, and Juliandro. Juliandro? Am I saying his wrong name right? Alejandro? No, Alejandro?
Yeah, he's not.
Jahan?
The main ones was Autumn, Victor, and Sugar.
Yes.
Those were the main ones.
So tell us about that story.
So Limbo was really talking about it, again, along the lines of giving so much of yourself, but it also touched on self-harm. And I wanted to do it in a respectful way because I didn't want to, be a trigger or handle it in a disrespectful way. But the theme of self-harm, giving so much of yourself to someone, being obsessed with someone, but also the person Autumn was going through some deep hurt, which is why she was drawn to Victor, and she was basically self-harming herself to release that pain that she had inside. But everything around her, like, she just ended up working at the wrong place because she was into it.
The author, she has in the book, when you think somebody's for you and you just don't care because you have it in your head so much that you're going to have that person.
Yeah.
And Victor was the devil.
He really was. He absolutely was.
He was the devil. And you show us that at the end of the book because I really tried to figure out.
He was kind of like a cult leader. He was a cult leader over the women at the company.
Yes. I can say to you guys, Sapphire has marks here, if y'all can see them. And that's from the oven.
Okay.
And I cook, I put my arm in. I have gloves and everything, but I put my arms, I always burn the oven. And I remember my ex-husband asked me, was I burning myself to get his attention?
Okay.
I said, what? I'm just not being careful enough.
Okay.
So I got some real long gloves.
Okay.
And these marks are going away. But they've been there for years. So much so, they used to be a lot worse that in the summertime, my coworkers used to go, what's going on? What's going on with you in the oven?
Thinking you had something personal. Okay.
So,
I mean, it's a real thing for some people, and that's what Autumn was doing. They were trying to get his attention. Like, what can I do to make him pay attention to me? And he would ignore them if they didn't have some pain to give him. So,
yeah, it was really scary because some of them were really hurt.
Yeah.
And some of them just kept on hurting themselves. Because Victor was the boss. And that's the only way to get a spark from him.
And you have to wonder, where does it end when you run out of things to hurt? What's next?
Exactly. Because it wasn't until she hurt herself that he was like, hey, let me touch you. Hey, let me do this. Scary. The kids. Well, Talia,
Yes.
Lowell, and a vampire?
More like a beast. I was thinking more like their legacy was more of the beast inside of her that had,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
given us while they're babies,
Mm-hmm.
which gave her the strength to finally fight back. Yeah.
Yes. Now, we talked about Men Don't Leave.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce loves Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah, that was just a short one where he was just in love with this what he thought was a perfect woman, and she was basically like Medusa. What do you call it? Like not a demon, not an angel either. But he was in love with her because she represented perfection to him. But when he finally called her and she came to him, he didn't get what he thought he was going to get out of
He
her.
was like, you know, a siren. Yes. Yes, Arthur Crystal Connor. Yes. Yes, like the siren.
Uh-huh.
She was deaf.
Yeah. She was like, "Oh, thank you for freeing me
Yeah.
later."
Everybody calls me because they think that they want death, but they don't really want death. They want me.
Mm-hmm.
Unfuck me.
Oh, yes. That was fun.
That was a different story.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you guys, if you get the book, the Unfuck Me part book story is one of the most interesting. And I say it's the most interesting because we all want to forget someone who has hurt us. And,
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Everyone thinks about evil things to happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Who hasn't broken up with somebody and hope that, guess what, when they walk outside, they get hit by a truck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
And if there was that you could use that would erase that person, and not only that, it would restore your vitality that that person took from you. So you get
but
youthful, your glowing skin, then you get back everything that they took from you.
I want to say when you mess with Arthur Kenya, everything ain't what it seems. Because when something leaves, something got to come back.
Absolutely. That's the yin and yang of life.
Whoa. All I can say is whoa. Get rid of the one you love, but when something comes back, it's not good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's worse than your problem.
Right.
So is it worth it?
I don't know. She kind of thought so because she was looking good. She was looking in the mirror like, oh, my skin is looking good. I'm working out again. My hair is glowing. I don't know. I don't have to deal with what's happening over there. That's not my problem. I'm looking good.
The
So
massacres are going on.
I have to ask you. It's like, it's not in my house. I'm looking good though.
When do you stop?
I don't know. When you get that last 20 pounds off, knock off a few more ex-boyfriends, and then like, okay, I'm good now.
And then help your friends.
Yeah, help your friends. As long as they don't come to your house with the massacre, like you're good. That's somebody else's problem. Isn't that like the theme of a lot of horror movies?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
present you with something that somebody has to die, but you get $1 million. That's not my problem over there.
Mm-mm. You won't. It's like a drug. You're right, Arthur Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a drug because you just keep on getting more and more and more.
Yeah.
The Iceman cometh.
Mm. That was
Weird.
crazy. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Just a little bit.
And the last story I read, Lovesick.
Uh-huh.
How much do we love somebody?
Mm.
How much do we want to be with someone?
I think a lot of people love sick.
I want to say that is the ultimate cheating revenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That to me is the ultimate why you should keep everything in your pants.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, there was no turning back from that.
Mm-mm.
I can't
And
even.
it was, oof. I'm going to say, don't read that story while you're eating dinner. Because it's not good.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to write because it was like, just think of the worst thing that you want to happen to somebody. Because how dare you? You're living in my house. Like, we're married. How dare you? Over and over and over again. So
And she
take that.
says, I knew the last time he cheated. I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
The minute he
Yeah.
came home talking about the coworker, she
Mm-hmm.
knew he was going to
The
cheat.
coworker that he couldn't stand. Oh,
Yep.
she gets nerves. I can't stand her. Do you know what she did today? I mean, the one that he's always talking about that he doesn't like. Yeah, watch out for that.
That's the one that he's going to
Yep.
cheat with. And that's usually,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, the one that they hate the most, the one that they despise. Ooh, I can't stand her. That's the one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one that he goes to.
Mm-hmm.
And the author, I just want to say, really, my take on lovesick is not how much you love someone, but how afraid you are to be alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people are afraid to be alone, and that's too bad.
Mm-hmm. I think being alone is not at all as cracked up to be, but being with someone who you know is a creep is not all as
Right.
cracked up to be either.
Right.
And I think that's what the author teaches us. In all of these stories, there's a lesson to be learned. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But in all these stories, there's a lesson to be learned on what you're doing.
Right.
Is it right? Is it wrong? Um, is it too much? Is it not enough? All of these stories involve people.
Yeah.
People who make a bad decision.
Mm-hmm. People who are in love, people who are, stigmatized, people who are just trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of extreme sometimes, but it's just to make you think of what could happen.
When do you walk away? When do you walk away?
Mm-hmm.
BMG, when do you walk away? He
Right.
could have just left.
Yeah.
Lovesick, she could have just left.
She could have, yeah.
When things started going bad, when she could smell him, she should
When
have
she
left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men don't leave, walk away.
Pretty much all of them. Yeah, walk away.
You know, sometimes I think people have to learn when to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've taught us nothing in this book, you've taught us when things start looking crazy, when things start looking weird, walk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's easier said than done. I get that. But sometimes you gotta save yourself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, I will have the author, I have to go read Groundhog, Pins and Needles, Labor Pains, Seed. So
Okay.
I'm going to have the author back one day next week if she's available, and we're going to finish talking about Sick. And The Sick is a collection of horrors, of unlovely horrors, the author says. But I'm going to tell you guys, it's a collection of horrors. Love, sex, death, and repeat. Yep, that's what's going on here.
Yes.
The cover tells it all. Um, it's not only, I'm not going anywhere, the horror author in me knows where to bury the bodies. Yes. But sometimes, author, can you let us know? Sometimes you bury them, they still come back.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they come back. Sometimes they come back. Stephen King told us a long time ago.
Yes, yes. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they're not dead. So many things happen. Arthur Kenya, I want to thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you.
The author was advertising, and I was like, when are we going to chat? She was like, are we still talking on Monday? I was like, yeah, but I want people to come over here and listen to us.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait to come back when you finish the book, though, especially the one at the end, because the one at the end I think is a little controversial. Seed.
Uh-oh.
So
Hmm.
looking forward to discussing that.
I look for, well, the author wanted my opinion. I want to say it is a crazy book, but crazy good.
Yeah, that's a compliment for us horror writers. So
Yeah. I want to say crazy good. I want to say not only crazy, but creepy. And I put that today on the advertisement. It's creepy because I was reading and I was like, this is so creepy.
Mhm.
And I was like, ooh, Arthur Crystal Connor, I read her books too and be like, this is a little crazy. So I want to say after I read books like this, Sapphire drinks her tea and she watches something light because
Okay.
I need to refresh my brain before I go to bed.
Okay. Okay. What is Abbott Elementary? Come on.
I
Catch
don't
some
even
comedy.
watch that show.
Okay.
I'm a National Geographic person, so
Oh,
I'm gonna go watch something on National Geographic. But yeah,
mm.
thank you for sharing with us tonight. You guys go pick up Sick.
Thank you, Tony.
Go pick up Sick. You're gonna want to pick it up. You're gonna want to read these stories. I really wish you're gonna come back again around Halloween. Remind me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I
Yeah.
have the answer. Yeah.
I know you'll probably have something out crazier than this, but we're gonna do this one too.
Okay.
What are you working on?
So I'm working on a couple of anthologies upcoming. I don't know if I should say because she's in the chat with us right now. I don't know if I should mention, but a collab that's going to be including Miss Tony.
Woo.
Who else is
Whoa,
Tony?
I know how she does. I know how she does.
Don't say too much, but yeah, that's going to be fire. And then we have another cipher coming up, which is also going to be fire,
Yeah.
volume 2. So yeah, those are my two priorities right now.
You guys, that's going to be really good. I want you guys to look forward to it. I want you guys to go and read author Kenya Moss-Dyme. I've known her for years. You know, I'm glad she's back on the scene. I'm back hot out here. Check out the other authors in here. Author Crystal Connor, author Tony LaRue. They both are horror authors. Check out author Stella Williams. And I think author Kaylin Hunt.
Oh yeah, Kaylin's in our cipher.
Yes. And I want to say, I think author Natasha's here. Yeah, Natasha Smith.
And
You guys want to check out these authors.
I want to leave out the rest of my sneak peek. I'm not saying too much, but the other people in the other with Tony, Octavia, Tanisha, Kiera. That's all I'm going to say.
And also, let's not forget author Miracle Austin.
Miracle.
So you want to check out the authors that are here, the authors that did comments, because they're just as crazy as this author.
That's my gang. Gang.
Yes, yes. And I love it. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. As always, read, and leave the author a review.
Yes, please. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.